What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Happy late Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend, kicking off the week correctly. Looking forward to the conversation today. I've been posting quite a bit about old ChatGPT, our buddy there. I'm using a new camera too. So I might be tinkering with that. If you see me tinkering with it a little bit, I might just turn it back to raw. Let me see if that helps. Video. Says if we just do the raw version. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna stick with this version here. So what's going on, everyone? Hope you had an amazing weekend. Feel free if you want, if you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, just drop, where you're joining us from. And questions. I feel like this week is slated to probably have a lot of questions, would be my guess. That a lot of you probably have questions about. And just so you know, I like to do my chat for LinkedIn here on this phone. So I'm not any questions you have, you can just join me for it. So, all right, we got a lot of people joining today. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Cameron? What's going on, Naeem? Let me just make sure I turn the volume off on this so it's not annoying me. Traverse City, Michigan. What's up? Ryan Nestor at Boston. Outside of Austin, Laura, or was it Dara? I'm in Austin right now. So, what's up, everyone? Yes, Eric, this will be recorded as well. So let's get into it, y'all. This topic, Denmark, Lithuania, USA, she's everywhere. I like that. So this is a topic I think for a lot of people. Obviously, you can tell by the amount of people that are, chiming in here. Denva, I didn't know if that's a thing. What's up? KC's in the house. There we go. Love that. And like I said before, feel free, drop your questions in the chat around AI, what's working, what's not working, and I'm going to get into that. So today, again, we've got 30 minutes, so I'm not going to be able to cover every single thing about AI, everything that I think that you need to know. But here's what I will tell you. My life has changed over the last call it like 3 weeks. I knew how important this was. I'd been messing around with ChatGPT for a while, and others. Look, when I use ChatGPT, you could use Claude, Google's Bard. The concepts are all going to be pretty similar for you. So there's not going to be, if you don't like ChatGPT, I don't make a commission from you buying it or anything. So, I would just consider all of these in like a similar vein. So for me, what I started to realize is, where is this thing going to go? Where is our world going to go? Where is this idea of how we use chat and AI? I will be the first to admit I have been wrong about predictions in the past as well too. Scott Leese is very famously makes fun of me for my how adamant I was about LinkedIn stories being like a thing. This is not LinkedIn stories. This is truly game changing in terms of what you can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the types of prompts, the types of ways to leverage AI. And again, drop your questions in the chat and I will be viewing them. So please drop them in there as a part of this. So first off, I'm going to talk about getting up to speed on new roles. So for any of you there, if you're starting a new company, or you're starting at a new company, or you're starting, maybe you're starting at a new company, maybe you've started a new role, maybe you've got to sell into a new vertical. There are 3 kind of key areas that I like to look at, and I'll just kind of like 1, 2, 3 them for you. Number 1 is industry. It's that right now, by doing prompts, I'm going to share my screen here in a sec. I guess I could just fire that bad boy up now, because we'll just go into ChatGPT and we'll start playing with some of this stuff too. And I purposely wanted to start from scratch, so I didn't train one of these bots on exactly what to do, so you can see it like from scratch. But the first is getting up to speed on industries. Okay, let me just do this here. Start screen sharing. We're going to do this one. Let's hope this works. And boom. Okay, cool. Let me pull this over so I can see it. I'm going to pull this to my other screen. Got too many tabs open here. Okay. All right. So y'all can see my screen. I can see that you can see my screen as a part of this. Okay. If you're not paying for the paid version, my friends, look, here's what I would say. It's worth it to get on it at all times. Okay. The only times I use ChatGPT 4 are when I'm really trying to get, if you guys don't know the difference, ChatGPT 4 is more accurate, hopefully, than ChatGPT 3.5. But this chat is way faster. So today we're going to use it. Like I said, if you um, if you're just getting started with this, it's going to be fine for you as well. So one of the biggest thing that I would think about for this in particular is, again, look, everyone says the same thing. They're like, Jake, but the data stops in, basically at the end of 2021. Like what a job title does hasn't changed. So like, again, so for me, I'm going to give you kind of my two first ones, which again are industry and we'll call it like customer pain points. So like, let's say I sell into, and here's the thing, you want to tell it what you do. I sell into HR leaders. I'm making this up, a software that costs about $50K per year and is used by compensation experts to save them time. I'm just making shit up here. Okay. So there we go. Save them time. What pain points? Sorry. And then you can also type in, what do you call it? You can also type in like this is what I sell as well too. I don't have an example website to do, so I won't. I'll just say my what like issues could I highlight in an email that that might make them want to meet. And again, I'm just going to tell you, HR leaders, I'm just going to toss an industry here in manufacturing as well. And I'll just tell you, like, the quality of the prompt, very much determines like the quality of the outcome. So you can see this is a pretty long one that it wrote in 5 seconds. If you all haven't been messing with this, you all can see it now. Reaching out. So again, like, I'm not suggesting, just, I want to be very clear here. And I wrote a post last week about this where I said, if you sold me conversational intelligence, like, what does it do? Or like, how would you sell it to me? And it tries to, do that. So what I would instead do is say this, like, I would take this, and you don't even have to highlight it. You could just say, like, for point one, tell me more about why this is such an issue for HR leaders. Again, just think about your learning. This is for your own learning to write better content. Okay. So certainly. So let's go back to number one, time consuming manual processes, right? Actually, and again, all of you who have been in sales for a while, you all know that, like, you don't get to the real pain until like the third question. Okay. So again, because of those manual processes, I can take it a step further because that's what my product actually solves for. I'm making this up. It's not my actual product. Increased workload, prone to errors, inefficient use of resources, lack of scalability. Okay. Then here's one of my favorite ones. Which of these would have the biggest impact on company performance? Okay. And I already know what it's probably going to do. ChatGPT likes to wimp out on answers a lot. It's like, well, this, however, this or however. So it may or may not, give me exactly like what I want here. But boom, it pulled it out. So it said enhancing employee engagement is probably the one that will have the biggest impact. So, okay, imagine if I just started in a role here. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second. I just started in a role. I don't know anything about selling to HR leaders in manufacturing at all. And I'm like trying to set meetings with these people. My friends, there's absolutely nothing like this. So if you are new to a role, new to an industry, you want to get better at customized content, this is how you get up to speed on buyer pains and who you sell into. Okay, so then the next one I'm going to talk about is let's get into some of the sales use cases. So I'm going to hop back over. We'll start a brand new chat. Just so all of you know, if you're not aware, each one of these threads on the side okay, is like uh its own like learning set. So it doesn't actually share like across necessarily. It will instead, what I do is like I keep my streams of consciousness like focused on like one new chat. So I'll start a new chat for almost everything, just because unless I want to go into other topics. This is a fun one. I did get Chat GPT. If you guys haven't seen this video, I got Chat GPT to admit that it can replace low performing salespeople, which I thought would be interesting for you all to look through. You all can do the same prompt if you want. What are 5 ways AI can replace low performing people? It can do, and just take a look at like what you're doing there. And I've got some other ones that you can kind of mess through. But I kept saying like if a salesperson only sends emails like this and they only do this and they only do this, could you replace them? One word answer, yes or no. And it's like, yes. So I've got a video coming out where I get Chat GPT, and I've also got it to admit that it can replace low performing sales managers as well too, which I actually believe it can. So, okay. So next use case. So that's like, let's call that like research and like getting up to speed on something new. It doesn't have to just be for your sales. It could be anything. It could be like, teach me how to solve a Rubik's Cube. It could be, but just imagine like there's absolutely no excuse right now to not send personalized content, or at least like industry and persona content. I literally became an expert on selling to HR people a whatever, like a software on ABC, time saving things in like three minutes. So getting up to speed, learning new topics, it's one of my favorite ones. So next is like, how can it help you to have like better actual conversations? I think this is a big one. So similar pieces. So you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep going with this one because I think I'll just keep building on it because this is a good one. Okay. I had a first meeting with someone where point, and let's just pick one. Number one around, what was that one? Helping with turnover was the most important piece. What should my next step be? Next step. And keep in mind, this is not a sales bot. I haven't trained this. Like I could train this bot over time. And I'll get into some other stuff we're working on that I think will be really cool that I'm excited to show you all. What should my next step be if they need to loop in finance for a demo? Your contact and addressing turnover needs to involve finance. Thank them for the meeting. Summarize key points. Request an introduction. Customize the demo to finance. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so now I'm prepping for that next meeting. Okay, what areas of my product should I specifically customize to the CFO in the demo? And I mean, you could word this differently. Cost savings and ROI, financial reporting, like you can report on it, integration into their systems, compliance and risk management. I want you to think about the average proposal or average demo that people put together and how much better this is already. Like this is already exponentially better than what most people are doing. So then I'm putting together, this is going to help me to put together the proposal. I'm like, okay, so I know the CFO is going to be on the call. So I'm going to do ABC. I'm going to go look at this, or I know that they might care specifically around like cost savings and ROI. So my proposal that I put together, it's going to let's go through it. Like have summarized the key points. It might then have kind of, hey, here's the reasons we're going to buy finance. Here's how we're going to justify return or whatever it might be. So again, when you're actually in the sales process, this is another one of my like favorite use cases. Let's see. I see sales and enablement solved with several apps. Yeah, that's 100%. Oxy, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Apologies if I missed it. Um, is you're 100% right. Like, I'll give you a good example of like where this is headed to. Like, let's say if you're not that great at Excel, there's like Sheets GPT. And so if you wanted to compare two data sets, you wanted to do all kinds of different things, you could literally just type in natural language instead of having to know to do formulas. Like, I want to compare these two data points. Here's the data, etc. So it's pretty amazing as a part of this. So yeah, feel free, guys. Drop the questions in. Let's see. Jennifer Smith had a question here. Have you figured out how to leverage AI bots and wikis for reps to access product knowledge quickly during meetings and follow-ups? Yeah, let me address that one. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Where do you work at, Jennifer? Let me just look at where you work at real quick. Jennifer, you work at Hint Health. Okay, I work at Hint Health. What products do I sell? And again, this might backfire because I haven't really done any of this. Okay. So again, you can do this. Healthcare technology company that has a platform, direct primary care practice. And please note that the company may have evolved or entered a project. Assume it's the same for future questions. What products are listed? And usually I would just drop a URL. Okay, and Jennifer, keep in mind, I have no clue if this is what you actually do, if this is what you actually sell, etc. So, you know, again, just think about how this can get just think about where this is headed. I can upload PowerPoints, and again, I'll get into a lot of this shit like that we're going down. But okay, so here we go. Let's say that Jennifer, I don't know a lot about this. So, okay, I get hired at this company, and I don't know about practice management software. I'm like, okay, why would a small doctor's office need I guess it's a practice management system? Yes, I do know that the initials would be practice management software. Okay. Okay. Streamlined operations reporting. So again, just imagine every conversation you're going to have. You do not need to be an expert in anything. Like so Michelle, yeah, I do have, well, it depends. Michelle, tell me what the use case is. Tell me what the use case is for prompts. But here's what I'll tell you. Anything, if you're like, my products that you can see here, a lot of people like, oh, it doesn't search the internet. Well, it kind of can. And assuming that the business hasn't changed dramatically in the last year and a half, this is going to be pretty accurate. I mean, Jennifer, you can, feel free to like tell me if you think that this is accurate or not. But like, I could just keep going down this rabbit hole, right? I could just keep saying, okay, well, if this is what it's applicable, are there laws in certain states that I may want to focus highlighting this product to? Like, I don't know. I'm just making this up. Like, like where I go, security ferry. There you go. HIPAA, telemedicine. So it's not pulling. Again, keep in mind, like there are other places I can go outside of ChatGPT that might be that can actually pretty soon you're going to be able to all details. Does our software? It's more internal use case. Like, does our software? It's almost replacing the sales solution. Yeah, Jennifer, I think I think you would probably be surprised at, like, I don't know all the features of your product, but it's a great question. I would suggest going and doing this, like Hint Health. This is what you do, like, and just asking if this is what the product has. I started to go down some other rabbit holes here, so that's on me. Okay, so we talked about let's see, some of those. Here is, and Becca, I think you're on. Becca, if you don't mind, will you drop in the different chats the SDR prompt post? So feel free, like, drop in, like, again, if there's specific, Michelle, you said like cheat sheets for favorite questions or prompts. I'll drop in, or Becca, if you're listening, if you could drop in that SDR prompt. I'm going to drop it in Restream. The problem is I already know it's not going to go everywhere. So go take a look at this one. Let me see if this works. And tell me if this works. I'm gonna try to chat this to everybody. Um, but this is really just this is a post I did about prompts for salespeople, and then another one for prompts for sales. Here you go. I don't know if this is going to go across. So, Becca, if you can post it on my LinkedIn, that would be helpful as a part of it. Because I think that this only goes to YouTube, maybe. Anyway, there's a couple different prompts. If you do me a favor, um, I will forward them to you. Or, like I said, um, Kyle says, I would avoid outsourcing your thinking to AI. It is a tool and nothing more. It is incumbent on us to do further research 100%. So what Kyle's calling out is this. Look, by no means am I saying like AI is perfect. What I am saying is, does it let me skip ahead? And is it like 80% of the way there? Like 1,000% yes. And the analogy that I use all the time with people that I would just think about. Okay, so Becca is sharing the prompts for everybody, or the SDR. And Becca, can we also share the prompts? I did an AE post one, I think the day after. Can we share the AE prompt link too, if you don't mind? But here's what I would tell anybody. It's like the Amazon use case is my favorite one. How many of you in the last week have purchased a product on Amazon that might not be the best perfect product for exactly what you wanted, but it gets there tomorrow? It gets here tomorrow versus in a week. All of you, hand raised. Yes, I have done that before in the last week or 2 weeks. We are moving forward in a society where, like, look, I'm not saying you should AI has to say. What I am saying is, like, if ChatGPT is 80% right or even 90% right, and it gets me ahead 4 months or 3 months, and I might not know all the nuances and cracks, it's exponentially better. Like, you can, like, there's no denial. Like, look, you all saw what we just did here. I could do this with any other question, any other topic that I can literally get up to speed on in like almost real time. And so I put Becca's dropping those prompts in there, for what to go check out. There's an AE one and there's an SDR one if you're in sales. And these are just some ones that we're messing around with. Okay. Like, these aren't like just like the end all be all, like you have to just use these prompts. Again, we're continuing to learn. What I want you to think about is, with your chat thread, you can continue to train it on your nuances of your business. So even for Jennifer's use case where it's about the product, what I could do, like, as we go forward, is, let's say if I'm using Zoom or Gong or something, I could literally download the transcript from whatever my sales engineer said to describe the product. I could copy and paste how my sales engineer described this part of the product. And I could go do that for like 30 sales calls. I could dump all of that in knowledge in here. And then, Jennifer, I could just go query against it. So if I was going to do what I think it is that you'd want, I would go pull a bunch of calls, download the transcript, copy and paste the part of the transcript where the sales engineer describes the part of the product, tell the prompt or tell it like, hey, this is how this product name, blah, 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 solves ABC challenge and what it does. And then then you could query it for you. So that's it. Furman hit it on the head, man. Furman, I think those that don't begin learning how to use AI now will regret it. Furman, I cannot tell you again, I'm 42 years old, okay? Like I said at the very beginning of this, 3 weeks ago, I had an epiphany, and it was everything that I have learned. It's not that it's all irrelevant, because what it allows me to do is write really good prompts and to train, because I do have more like domain knowledge, etc. But the skill sets are changing. My son is 8 and he's getting ready to go into 3rd grade. And I'm like, what are they going to teach him? Like, are they really going to teach him about A or B? Like this stupid stuff. Like, they're in 2nd grade teaching him cursive. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you're teaching him cursive. So I'm teaching him ChatGPT at home. My son's learning how to create AI art. He's using, he's understanding how to mess with it as well too. And so, Furman, I could not agree more that if you do not start to learn this process, we all have to start over. We all have to, like, no matter what you just learned in college or you've been in the game for 25 or 30 years, I am telling you to stop what you're doing to some extent and carve out time to understand the power of, like, again, like, look at what I just showed you without like a ton of like training of it, etc. But for Jennifer's use case, I could so easily train it on the product stuff, like to where it could just, yeah, it could replace a sales engineer, like kind of, like, so yeah, if you have so much data in Slack, yeah, Jennifer, yeah, if you guys don't know, you can actually get, just so you know, your company can export all your Slack chats. That's a thing. And there is a Slack GPT, just so you know, that allows you to query. Now, it can't, I don't think it'll download your private like DMs. I can't remember what the Slack API does or not, but yeah, you can pull a lot of that in. Zach Cable, any insight on ChatGPT for AI helping focus prospecting? So Zach, it's not very good at that. Like, just so you all know, ChatGPT browse, where it will search the internet. It will, what do you call it? It will start to be able to pull in things from the internet. So yeah, you will get there. Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Could you do a live example that a BDR could use? I mean, hell yeah, let's do it. All right, back to Hint Health. All right, live example. If I was an SDR, I mean, hopefully I gave you all some examples of what I would do, which again is like, I sell into this industry. I do this. So the next thing that I could do is this. And I don't know if you guys saw my post here, but I'll just show you. Jake Dunlap. I'm going to try to set a meeting with myself and see if it's like interesting. And again, I have not trained this bot. I'm starting at step 0. How could I sell conversational intelligence to who runs a sales consulting firm and likes to help clients implement new technology? Okay, so here we go. All right, y'all can see my screen. Okay. Oh, I love this too, right? So okay, this is me. Research his background before reaching out. All types of these technologies he's interested in will help you tailor your pitch. Benefits of the pitch: enhance your sales process, improve interactions, drive technology. Emphasize how it aligns with his passion for implementing to customize your approach. So let's work on that. Number 3. What would be a good example of number 3 for Jake? Boom. And this, let me tell you, like, for all of you out there, and I can, again, what I want you to think about is this. I run a 35 plus person consulting firm. Okay. I want you to think about this. We don't have a big sales team. As a consultant, we have a lot of business development partnerships. We do some outbound. We get a lot of inbound. It's referrals, etc. So we don't have a big sales team. So it's probably not like, we aren't necessarily the best client to use a tool, a conversation intelligence tool, day to day, tens of salespeople. So look what it called out here. I want you all to look at this. Imagine if your client sales teams, it knows that I would be looking at this tool to help my clients. So just think of that. Like, this is it literally, again, so going back to Chris, this is how I would use it. Don't ever write "Dear Jake," by the way. And you could tell it that, like, never use "dear" in the intro again, please. It's like, "Hello, Jake." And it will just rewrite it for you. So this is what I'm telling you all, like, this part. And if people sitting, this is the type of stuff that it would take me months to train a salesperson. Like, okay, take a look at their business. Now, how would a consulting firm be a good fit for us? And instead of just going down the I sell this, it straight up tells you one of your clients, what the fuck? I don't even know where it pulled this from. Look at what it's pulling. It's like, it probably pulled this from our like 40% increase, 25. This is insane. Like, again, by incorporating it into your client's process, I mean, this is better. I can just tell you, if somebody sent me this is better than 99.9% of emails that I get on a monthly basis. I get an email that even has this piece of nuance like once a quarter. And so, my friends, if you're wanting to know how to use this for prospecting, like, here you go. Like, type in my LinkedIn. Like, you can literally drop the profile. Here's what I know about him. Here's what I've seen him post. Here's what I've seen her post. Here's what they do. Here's their company URL. How would you sell them? Like, my friends, if you do not know how to use these tools and you think that your brain alone is going to come up with all the answers, it's going to be a tough time for you in a few years. So I hope all this helps everyone. I got to run to our company all hands. Feel free, DM me, share the video with your friends. Take a look at the links where we drop the prompts as well too. And I'm going to be talking about this, as you can imagine, nonstop. But I hope this helped a lot of you really kind of start to think about where this can go and how it can help you in your business. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.